Our first AmeriCorps Alumni of the Year honoree is Jennifer Lopez, who originally served with Teach for America Los Angeles and is currently working as CEO of the Carmen Schools of Science and Technology in Milwaukee. With a passion for education and promoting student success, Jennifer Lopez has made a difference for students throughout the country through her initial AmeriCorps service and the subsequent leadership roles she has since held. Jennifer experienced under-resourced schools while growing up and taught mathematics, science, and Latin American studies during summer programs for 5 years, starting when she was 15. Preparing her for 2 years as an AmeriCorps member with Teach for America Los Angeles. She taught high school math in the Pico Union area of downtown Los Angeles, with many of her students coming in grade levels behind and 98% of the students qualifying for free or reduced lunch. She dedicated her efforts to making sure her students passed the California High School exit exam in math to be able to graduate, which had a 52% pass rate statewide. Each year, she had at least 99% of her students pass the exam. Following her AmeriCorps service, she moved to Boston and then Milwaukee, where she was a school leadership coach with the nonprofit Schools That Can, and then the CEO for St. Anthony Schools. She has been the CEO of the Carmen Schools of Science and Technology since 2019. This spring, Carmen Schools of Science and Technology were recognized as Milwaukee's best non-selective high school by U.S. World News and Report and earned the distinction of a Beating the Odds school by the Wisconsin Department of Education. Additionally, she has helped lead their efforts with their student internship program, providing their students valuable skills and experience in STEM fields, architecture, construction, and other fields to boost their success. Knowing the impact the COVID-19 could have, she helped develop plans starting in February to provide needed technology to students before school closures required a transition to virtual education, and then developed an emergency relief fund to provide assistance to students and their families as the pandemic progressed. Jennifer continues to work to support the growth and development not only of her students, but also provides numerous opportunities for AmeriCorps members with Teach for America Milwaukee to find their own path to making a difference. Congratulations, Jennifer, and thank you for your AmeriCorps service and the difference that you continue to make today for the students at the Carmen Schools of Science and Technology. Now let's hear from Jennifer, describing why she initially served with AmeriCorps and has dedicated herself to education.
I started teaching at 15 years old every summer for 5 years through this program called Breakthrough Collaborative. I taught mathematics and I taught science and Latin American studies, and for 5 weeks every summer to middle school students from low-income backgrounds. And that's where I started just loving education, loving teaching, and recognizing as a first-generation college-bound student myself that I needed folks that looked like me in the classroom so our students could see themselves as mirrors and windows and be able to see themselves reflected in leaders and in teachers that are in front of them that have lived experiences similar to them. So I really, truly enjoyed my experiences teaching. I loved being able to help support other young people navigating this incredibly complex educational system. My family, my parents didn't speak English growing up. I was an English language learner. So being able to help students also with those challenges that come with speaking English as a second language is something that I wanted to do. So when I was in college, I went back and forth between education and the sciences. But ultimately, when I made the decision to join Teach for America, I was required through one of my education credentialing classes to tutor at a local high school. I started tutoring 12th grade students, and they were a month shy from graduation. And some of these students just didn't know even the multiplication facts. And to me, I recognize right then and there the education inequity that exists in this country oftentimes when students are not provided with the quality education. They're not armed with the tools for them to be successful in life. And that is something that I wanted to make sure that I committed my life to, ensuring that all students, regardless of background, regardless of zip code, regardless of socioeconomic status and language proficiency, that they're provided with a high quality education that would provide them an opportunity to be productive members of society and the community.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your years of dedicated service, striving to promote student success.